Alright, so here's the beast itself. The 3V cold steel Recon Tanto. Conveniently, all the specs are on the box. 7-inch blade length, 11 3/4 inch overall, CPM 3V steel with a diamond-like coating, 9.6 ounces and 5 millimeters thick. Handle is 4 3/4 inches of Crayax. And now, this is one of, I think this is probably one of Cold Steel's all-time best sellers and best known blades. The Recon Tanto is used all around the world for military operations, police and SWAT departments, and just general blade collectors and users as well. And after thrashing on this blade, you can see, focus, hardly any damage at all. There's a little bit dirt on the blade, and it's just a testament to how tough and strong 3V really is. This was thrown, this was batoned, it was carving some wood, and there's a reason 3V is all the hype these days. It's just super strong, has great shock absorption, and just as a test overnight, I left a few drops of water in the sheath on the blade overnight just to see if it'll rust. But as you can see, there no rust on the edge. Well, there was a tiny bit of oxidization, but I mean, as soon as you sharpen this blade on the stone, that abrasion is going to be rid of on the blade. After batoning and throwing, as you can see, there's hardly any real wear on the diamond-like coating. And on the diamond-like coating, you can still sort of see the grain structure on the blade. It's very, very fine. It's very tight. It's very gorgeous. It has those sparkling dabbles of color. After throwing and abusing this, a little tiny bit of wear on the Crayax handle, but not a lot. As you can see, there's just like the SRK and the Master Hunter. It's got a gorgeous, very, very nice ergonomic palm swell for forward and reverse grip. It's got a very nice finger guard. So on the bottom and the top section of the Crayax handle is ribbing, and on the sides are honeycomb-like hexagonal dapples with a brass lanyard loop. I'm not sure why they didn't. Well, recently with the SRKs, they've brought the choil down, but I don't mind having the choil on the SRK and on the Recon Tanto because you can really choke up and get in there for a little bit more carving. They probably kept this ricasso and choil area so that they could still stamp on the full name, Recon Tanto, and the new embossed logo of Cold Steel 3V made in Taiwan. I don't care that it's made in Taiwan. The quality control is there, so there's no quality control issues at all. It's absolutely perfect. The spine is sharp enough so that you can throw ferro rod sparks and do a little bit of feather sticking on wood. And if you look at the blade, there is a constant curve to it, so there's no reason this actually wouldn't be a really good butchering and game knife, because the skinning technique for a Tanto blade, when you're holding this belly up, you just lift the skin and you just keep pushing forward like that. Over time, if you wanted, at the yukote, at this junction, the secondary point, you would just in one sweep on the stone go from heel to tip, and over time that's going to make a round belly on the Recon Tanto. This is what's called chisel tip or Tanto tip because it's a full flat grind on the tip portion. We've got what looks like either the world's hollowest or shallowest hollow grind, or it is just a flat grind on that 7-inch blade. It's a pretty high blade, so it bites in. It bit in really deep when I was chopping with it, but it still has a lot of thin edge so that you can still slice food relatively easily. And if you look very carefully on Cold Steel's fixed blade Tantos, there is a little bit of a belly with the constant curve. It's like it kind of like bulges out and then reconnects to that Yukote, to that secondary tip. Let's talk about the sheath. I love Cold Steel's Secure X sheaths. They do an absolute great job of retaining the knife. You've got many different lashing options. You could use the stock belt loop it comes with. You can use the new C-clips. You can use the Tech Lock. You can use Malice clips and rig it with paracord onto a belt or backpack. Got a nice drainage hole there. It's got amazing retention. Once you slip the blade in the sheath, it's not going anywhere. And there's this theory out there that the Secure X sheaths will dull your blade. And I'm here to prove you that that isn't true. So with the light, as you can see, my technique when drawing the blade is I'm actually kind of dragging the spine out. And sorry, it's tricky to see with the light, but as you can see, there is a gap. There's about a 1 millimeter gap between the Secure X sheath and the blade itself. You know, if you were just going to pull that sheath, goes here, like you can hear that tiny bit of rattle. That means there is a bit of give and space inside that sheath. You just pop it with your thumb, ride that spine out, and then that is how you do not dull your blade while pulling out the sheath. Getting into a very big knot junction right there. Still nothing, no band or anything.